Welcome to Booktubers and Battles, a charity D&D stream, and also um, a place where you can come on Tuesday nights for some reading and productivity sprints like we're doing tonight. I'm Stephanie. My YouTube channel is Literati Medium, and you can find that if you're in Twitch, you can find the link to my YouTube channel in the About section. But yeah, tonight, unfortunately, it looks like it's just going to be me tonight. Justine, who is going to join me, unfortunately had a family emergency come up, so I hope everything's going okay there. Um, but yeah, it's just going to be me tonight. Um, I do see that I have some people here. Hello. Um, Let me ask you, how are you doing tonight? I don't know about you, but I've had kind of a crazy day, so I'm looking forward to just chilling, chatting with you, and maybe finishing my book. We'll see. We'll see. I've got about like 18% left, so we'll find out if I get to finish or not. Um, so tonight, I think for my productivity or reading sprint, I'm going to be reading The Iron Crown by L.L. McRae. I got an advanced reader copy or ARC of this from Escapist Book Tours, and I'll be doing some blog posts for that later this month with kind of some of my further thoughts. But yeah, so far I'm liking it. It's got some really interesting world building. I don't want to talk about it too much because, like I said, I'm going to save it for my blog post. Yeah. What are you guys reading? Let me know in the comments. Ah. Hello, JV Reads Fantasy for All Ages. I like your screen name. Checking stuff off your to-do list. With the Fire on High. Oh, I've heard of that. How are you? Have you started it yet? Have you? I'm really interested to see how that is because I've heard really good things, but then I've also heard some mixed reviews. So let me know how you're liking it if you're kind of in the middle of it right now. But yeah, so if you're new to either my YouTube channel or the Twitch channel, on Literati Medium, I like to talk about books, obviously. And I specifically like to focus on books and their adaptations, with the twist that I usually like to watch the adaptation before I read the book to test the theory, is the book always better than the adaptation? The answer is no. No, it's not always. But of course, that's a subjective opinion, right? So my subjective opinion is the book is not always better. And a lot of that has to do with, I feel like books are kind of a stamp in time, right? They are very much of the time that they are written. And some books can transcend that for sure. But there are a lot of things that, you know, once a book is written, that's the way it is, and that's the only way it's ever going to be. Whereas with adaptations, adaptations are always kind of a step in time, you know? Also a stamp in time, but more in a more relevant to the time that that was made as well. So you can, when an adaptation is being made, they can adjust the material in the book to kind of fit current thoughts and patterns, and I also find that really interesting. But that can also make the story better, in my opinion. All right. You noticed the mixed reviews, but are liking it? Yes, I did. I think it's so cool to see some representation of some teen mothers in like a really positive light, if that makes sense. I don't know if it's that positive, but it feels like that book takes it in more of a positive light, that she's got this great talent and all of that. But yeah, no, that sounds great. All right, well, I won't keep you guys too much, I'm ready to get reading. I don't know about you. I was thinking about doing maybe a 40-minute sprint, and we can take it from there. But I look forward to seeing what you think of With the Fire on High. You know, if I could work StreamYard, that would be great. So we just finished our first 40-minute sprint, and the second timer started auto-playing. So if you just joined the stream, how are you doing? What book are you reading? What are you up to? I'd really love to know. If JV, if you're still here, I would love to know how you did on reading With the Fire on High. Yeah, let me know how you were doing. I am reading, for those of you that just joined the stream, I'm reading an advanced reader copy of The Iron Crown by L.L. McRae. It's an epic fantasy. I can't say too much about it yet because I'm going to be releasing a blog post for it in about a week on literatimedium.com with more of my thoughts, but I'm enjoying it pretty well. Ridella, welcome. Uh-oh, you're burning the midnight oil, huh? How's it going? Are you finding that the words are coming quickly, or are you struggling a touch? But yeah, no, it's been so The Iron Crown is an interesting book. There are things I absolutely love about it. There are things that I don't love about it. I can't get into more details, and maybe I picked the wrong book to read for a sprint, but yeah, it's difficult because I can't say too much about it right now. Um, it's definitely worth a read, though. Yeah. So, oh, JV, you're still here. Oh, you didn't read. What? That's super exciting. Good luck. What college are you looking at getting your master's at? And also, like, what are you planning on studying? I'm super excited about that. And Rodella says, your last attempt at starting. Okay. I get that. I'm I'm one of those people when I do write, which I've never really written anything of note. Like the most I have ever written is a fanfic that I'm still constantly working on, I feel like. But I feel like I second guess every single word that I put on the page. And I know a lot of writers say, just sit down and write and get the first draft done. You can always change it later. And I'm like, but I don't want to. I want to have it right from the beginning. Do you ever feel that way? Because that's definitely how I feel when I write. Rodella also wishes you good luck. UC Berkeley. And Masters for Education. Yay for teachers. So I don't have a teaching degree. I did teach English in South Korea for 2 years. But I think teaching is an awesome vocation, and good luck, because yes, interviews are super stressful, but just prepare the best you can. And at least for job interviews, I've always been like 24 hours beforehand, put it away, and then refresh yourself like the morning of. But just like don't stress about it the day before. But I'm sure people will have lots of other opinions on that. But I'll tend to fixate on it if I don't let it go for at least a little bit. You're like me, right? I Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. Where did you teach? So I've only taught in South Korea. I had initially planned on maybe doing some time in China after South Korea, but life didn't turn out that way. Yeah, what is your branch of education? I would love to know that. I think that would be pretty great. Are you doing English or are you more STEMs like science or early education? Just curious. So I feel like I'm kind of horrible at these live shows doing them by myself because I feel like I'm just rambling. So I want to thank everybody who's here for showing up and participating in chat because that's wonderful. Um, but yeah, it's it's kind of funny. um, Fail Waffle says you're not rimbling, or rambling. Yeah, yeah. I feel like I am, but thank you. Um, I Phil Waffle is a friend of mine. I'm not sure how she would feel about me saying her name on stream, so but thank you for coming and stopping by. Are you reading a book? Have you started Mexican Gothic yet? So Fail Waffle and I are going to, well, supposedly supposed to be through chapter 5 of Mexican Gothic by Friday. I have not read any of it yet. I just got the audiobook today because I have funny stories. So the Escapist Book Tours is a great group where they work on promoting indie published authors and their works, and they work with social media people to get more words out about those indie published books. And I definitely want to help support the indie publishing community. And so I signed up to potentially do some of their book tours, which is just like they have a span of time where different social media folks will be posting about that book, whether it's an Instagram post or a blog post or a Spotify playlist, something along those lines to just, get some buzz out about the book. And I signed up to potentially be drawn for like 4 of those, thinking that I might, maybe get chosen for 1. I got chosen for 3, and they're all due within like a week of each other. So I'm kind of mad scrambling with my physical reading, on top of the fact that I was supposed to finish the first Wheel of Time book this month. Um, don't think that's going to happen because I'm only halfway through the Wheel of Time or the Eye of the World. So uh, that it's a lot, but it's super exciting, and I'm really interested to help get some word out about indie published books. This is particularly more like indie published fantasy, sci-fi, and horror is kind of what the Escapist Tours focuses on. Wait. So you're gonna read? Okay. Fail Waffle says she's gonna read. She said it's okay to share her name, so it's Jess. That she's gonna wait until Friday to give me some time. But have you already read the first 5 chapters, or am I just, or are you just gonna read all 5 chapters on Friday? Because if so, props to you. Ah, Ridella's talking about masters in the U.S. Oh, well, in the UK, research an act of broadly Christian worship in schools. Oh, that's interesting. So, like for like more of like your master's thesis topic. I had a friend who, um, so my background is East Asian languages and literatures, and I had a friend who was in the master's program while I was in the undergrad, but we were in the same age. We were the same age. Also have the same name, which is weird. Um, but uh, she did hers on like feminism in Japanese manga, which I thought was really cool. You're gonna read all 5 on Friday for me? That's what friends do? Oh, well, thank you. How literacy promotes understanding and appreciating different cultures and identities in the classroom. Okay, that is kind of freaking awesome. I love that because, oh man, that's a great topic because I feel like reading is like a number one way to expose yourself to experiences that aren't like your own, you know? Um, I'll admit that, up until I started my booktube channel, I was very much just typical fantasy with, strong female characters. Didn't put a lot of focus on diversity because, it wasn't on my radar. I didn't think about it. Um, and that's definitely something that I've been trying to change in my reading. Um, I like to read like House on the Cerulean Sea was amazing. I'm also trying to get more into like Black love, not just like interracial romance, but a romance between two Black characters. And just in general, trying to read more, POC authors and LGBTQIA plus authors, and I think that's really important. And literacy definitely helps with that. As I go on and ramble, and have now like probably gotten myself canceled with whatever I was saying, but I think that's a really, really interesting topic. I think that's definitely true. Um, I would you say that, reading helps raise emotional IQ? I think that's really interesting. And I wonder if that's because of the function of like the internal monologue in a book is like, oh wait, these are a person's thoughts. What are my thoughts? I don't know. That's just kind of my initial thought on that. Okay, well, how are you guys feeling? Do you want to do another sprint? I did technically finish the reading that I had to get done today, but um, ooh, people reading things. Brentley is uh, it took you days to get through chapter 3 of Curse of Strahd. Am I allowed to know which chapter that is? Have I played that chapter already? For those of you that don't play Dungeons and Dragons, Curse of Strahd is like one of the best Dungeons and Dragons pre-written modules. That's kind of it's very Dungeons and Dragons meets Dracula, in that kind of regard, where basically Strahd is the Dracula character. Rodella is reading The Good Immigrant. I know nothing about this. What is this about? You can't wait to play it one day. Don't make me cry. I was in a Curse of Strahd campaign and I had to leave because it's actually really good news. Like, it's actually really good news, but I'm sad that I had to leave the campaign because of that. I sing in a choir, right? And my choir director is a really pretty well-known composer in like the classical composing world. and he wrote a piece, and we're going to be singing at Carnegie Hall in June, and I'm super excited for that, but I had to leave my Curse of Strahd game so that I could go to rehearsals on Monday night instead. Ah, so really what you're saying is I didn't even make it to chapter 3 of Curse of Strahd when I played because we just got to the castle when I stopped after a year of playing. That's interesting. That's good to know. That's good to know. All right. Ah, so I'm assuming the yes exactly is to my comment about uh, emotional IQ, and that's awesome. And I think I'm ready to do like one more sprint. I might do some writing instead of reading for this sprint because I'm in the middle of writing a blog post and I'm working on my outline for my next video to film. So I might do some writing during the next sprint. Anyway, uh, Brant, thank you. Don't for not ruining it for me. But wow. I still am just like, we didn't even get to chapter 3. Are you kidding me? How many chapters are there? All right, and with that, let me go ahead and start the timer. Since it auto-played to another 40-minute timer, I'll just put that timer up on the screen. It was pretty. Some oceans, some shiny shinies, and let's sprint. Oh man, like I really need to figure out how to do this. I know I said that the exact same time when I came off of the sprint from last time, but I need to be better about my StreamYard transitions. How's everybody doing? How'd you do in your reading? Who's still here? I'd love to keep talking to you. Um, I know Rodella left during the sprint, but she told me that The Good Immigrant is a collection of essays about the experience of minorities in Britain, which is awesome, and I hope that that is a good book. Um, JV, you read 22 pages. Very nice. Gotta love that POC romance. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm I actually just recently today, I think, saw a video by who was it? I follow so many booktubers, um, like so many, and I do try to watch as many videos as I can, but unfortunately, I can't watch all of them because there's just not enough time in the day. But today I saw a video by, I'm scrolling down my feed to find it. Happy for Now, where she did a bunch of Black love romance recommendations, and she was like, I actually kind of don't like that I'm posting this in February, but that's when the video fell. Um, so, oh, oh, that's so cool. Your mom's birthday is in February. My mom's birthday is also in February. Um, yeah, my mom's going to be an age I probably shouldn't say on stream in case she watches this later. She probably won't. It's probably too long. But yeah, her birthday's in a few weeks. That's so much fun that you're doing karaoke. What's your go-to karaoke song? Mine is like totally obscure and weird, but oddly enough, I've found it in every single, so I tend to like not do karaoke like in a bar. I'll do like in Korea they call it noraebang, which is like you're in a private room with your friends doing karaoke with a karaoke machine. And for some reason, on every single one of those machines is Alice by Avril Lavigne. And I absolutely love that song. And that is like my go to like karaoke song, but it's weird and obscure and like not your typical karaoke song at all. But what's your go to karaoke song? Definitely Reflection and Can't Help Falling in Love with You. Can't Help Falling in Love with You is like a classic. I don't know if I know Definitely Reflection. Anybody else who's on the stream, what's your go-to karaoke song? Um, who sings Definitely Reflection? Now, forgive me because like I have like super weird music taste. Before I studied East Asian languages and literatures, I actually went to college for music. That was my initial major before I switched out of it. And I just found that like for like 2 years after I switched my major, I didn't really want to listen to music at all. So like, and nowadays when I do listen to music, it's like very like indie folk, I think is what they call it on my Spotify. But that's what Spotify keeps recommending to me. But mainstream people I like are like American authors, or I'm having trouble thinking of like mainstream people. And I'm very much like an individual song person more than an artist person, if that makes sense. Oh, it's definitely Reflection. Oh, oh, I get it now. Ding, ding, ding. Light just went on. Sorry, it's a little late. Reflection. That sounds more familiar. I feel like I know that. I'm blanking on it. Did Did you ever watch the TV show Smash when it was on? Because I think they did a rendition of Reflection, if that's the song that I'm thinking of. I don't know that it is, though. But yeah, I'm horrible with stuff like that. Or otherwise you're thinking, oh, okay. That was the other one that I was thinking that I was just about to say, unless you mean Reflection from Mulan, which is also an amazing song. Mulan was my jam. There's a reason that I studied Chinese in college. Mulan was like my like go-to movie when I was a kid. Like anytime I was like homesick from school, it was Mulan and Cutting Edge. I don't know why, but those were like my sick movies. Did you ever have a sick movie? Do you know what I mean when I say like a sick movie? Like a movie that you just want to watch when you're sick? That's just like, this is like ultimate comfort for you. Do you have one of those, or is that just a me thing? But yeah, so I did pretty well this sprint. I finished my outline for my next video, which by next video, I mean the next video I need to film, because I've actually already filmed another video that'll go up this weekend. I usually work like about a week ahead in advance, a week or week and a half or so ahead in advance, because the idea of like filming and then editing and then potentially not having a video on Sunday, like to post on Sunday. Oh, I had like epic issue this weekend trying to post my latest video because my computer has been trying to upgrade to Windows 11 for ages. And I finally managed to do it. But then along with it, my video editing software decided it needed an upgrade. So I did that. And for some reason, every single time I go to edit my video from last week, the audio and the video won't sync, even though they're the same track. They're on the same track. Like I just record with my phone, but there was like a 3-second delay between the video and audio when I was editing it. So I got it all lined up and it was all good. And I was like, okay, great. Like that was a lot of work because I essentially had to separate the audio and video and cut it and move it and do all these things. And then I export it and it, you know, renders into the video. And I go to play the video before uploading it and it's out of sync. So all that work I did was for no reason. So I essentially had to edit my last video completely blind and just go off of the audio. Like I couldn't look at the video because the video didn't line up. So I'm just going, well, I hope I gave myself enough time before I like look down at my notes, but you know, but that was fun. And I essentially had to re-render and re-edit that video 3 times. And it made me angry and was rageful. Anyway, that was my rant. Okay. Yes, I'm glad that it's not just a me thing. Ghibli movies. I don't know if I've ever seen Luca. So Ghibli movies, I've really only seen Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke. Princess Mononoke was the first one I've seen because it was really big when I was in high school, which tells you a little bit about how old I am. But no, I mean, Ghibli Studios is amazing and wonderful. I keep meaning to watch more, and then, you know, life happens. All right, well, I am probably going to call it a night tonight. Thank you for joining me. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. Oh, Kiki's Delivery Service. I've seen parts of that. I've never seen all of it, but from what I saw, it is a really cute feel-good movie for sure. But yeah, yeah, I'm probably gonna call it a night. I have like this much left of my blog post that I need to finish, just like the last book from my wrap up. and then I'll be done. Yes. So I'm gonna go finish that. Thank you for coming up. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to, of course, like and subscribe if you are not already. And if you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for our next Booktubers and Battles charity stream, which will be in April, and then we'll be meeting on Tuesdays for reading sprints and Saturdays for game day. I'm currently making my way through the Escape Simulator, which I'm a horrible noob, but it's a fun time watching me try to figure out the game controls and figure out the puzzles in the game itself. All right, have a great night, and let's see what stories tomorrow brings.